All right, the YouTube is live now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to A-Learn. It's so nice to see everyone, and I'm glad that we are back here again. And today we're going to be learning about a very, very important aspect of Eccde. And I want you all to follow, listen, and give your intakes as at when due. Welcome to class. Today we're going to be looking at ECC 301, technology use in ECCDE settings. That is a culturally responsive approach in early childhood care development and education. We're going to be integrating technology together in early years. And this session is going to focus on how to use technology. Emphasis on the cultural responsive approaches. So that means you're not going far, you're not going wide. You're using what is around you to teach ECCD in technology, with technology rather. Now, first things first. What is ECCD? Let's look at that. Sorry, What is technology used in ECCDE settings? Technology becomes truly powerful in the classroom when it carries the stories, voices, and cultures of the children it serves. I'm going to take that again. Technology becomes truly powerful in the classroom when it carries the stories, voices, and cultures of the children it serves. Let's look at the objectives of the session. Firstly, we're going to understand the concept of culturally responsive practices in ECCDE. Explore how technology can support learning in culturally diverse ECCDE settings. Identify culturally appropriate tools and methods for integrating technology. Develop activities that engage children through digital tools while respecting the cultural backgrounds. I need us to take note of cultural backgrounds. I am repeating this a lot of times because when it comes to technology, we teachers, our minds are going far, it's going wide. You're like, oh, how do I access this? I don't even have this around me. No, this cannot work where I am. That is why I keep reinforcing the word cultural, cultural, which means what we're going to be learning about is going to be what we can use around us. We don't have to go far. We don't have to go wide. It is what we can use right where we are in our classrooms, in our towns, in our cities, in our villages, in the rural areas, not just the urban areas. What is culturally responsive practice in ECCDE? We're going to go through the definitions first. Culturally responsive practice in ECCDE involves acknowledging, respecting, and incorporating children's cultural identity, languages, traditions, and experiences in teaching and learning. And why does it matter? Because it builds confidence and self-identity, increases engagement, improves developmental outcomes. When we say that it builds confidence, that means that you do not have to think, oh, those that are in America, UK, the British system, Chinese system, they're better than you are because of where they are. No. It builds your confidence in your local culture. And you have a self-identity. You can talk about it. You can learn with your culture that is around you. You do not have to think the other cultures are better than yours. Once we can integrate it into technology for our children, they are very, very confident in learning through the cultural system. Now, what is the role of technology in ECCDE? Technology in ECCDE can enhance interactive learning, support visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners, which means it gives differentiation in learning. Visual learners are going to learn by watching. Auditory learners are going to learn by hearing, listening. Kinesthetic learners are going to learn by having hands-on activities using technology. Now, it also bridges cultural gaps through exposure to diverse stories, sounds, and images. Encourage language development using multilingual platforms. What are the examples that we have? We have a lot of digital storytelling apps, interactive whiteboards, audiovisual rhymes and folktales, educational games, and stimulations. We're going to be looking at a lot of these resources at the end of the class. Now, what are the best practices in using culturally responsive technology integration? Use local content and languages. Yes, I remember growing up. For someone that comes from the Yoruba tribe in Nigeria, I remember growing up to the tales of the tortoise in my language. We actually have Tales by Moonlight. It was our own. We owned it. We own the Tales by Moonlight. We look forward to it. And it taught us a lot in our culture. We remember reading the stories like Ralia the Sugar Girl. I can never forget that story. Okon goes to school. These are stories that integrate into our system, because I cannot forget that the first time I heard about a place called Eccde or something like that was inside that storybook, because it was culturally integrated. But most of these days, we want to just pick up the outside culture and then we want to teach with that. No. Let us teach with our stories, with our games, with our culturally infused materials, resources, put it together to teach content and languages to our children. There are selected apps and games that reflect the children's environment and values. I don't know if some of us played this game. They call it hopscotch now. But when I was growing up, we didn't call it hopscotch. In my language, we call it something called suwe, and we always played it. But when I grew up, I discovered, oh, it's called hopscotch. Well, but when I still go out, I still remember it as suwe. I don't remember it as hopscotch. But that thing actually taught us numbers. It taught us numbers a lot. Now, also, let us encourage co-learning with family members using mobile-friendly platforms. We blend traditional and digital methods. Tell a local story. Yes, tell a local story, then watch a digital version. If you cannot find it online or in any culture, in any, what's it called, YouTube line or any link, whatever that we have, create it yourself. We have our phones. We have a lot of things that we can use. Create slides, put it together. There is CapCut that people use now, and it turns into a video. Edit it through CapCut, turn it into a video and use it to teach your class. Now you tell a local story and then you're bringing it again as a visual. When you say the story, you're giving your auditory learners. When you're putting it together, you're giving your kinesthetics learners. They're drawing. You can give them to draw. Take a picture of what they have drawn. Impute it into your PowerPoint that you want to create before editing it into video slides and CapCut. That will give you your digital version. Tools and platforms for ECCD. We have lots of free and relevant tools out there. Lots of free and relevant tools out there. Kibomu Kids Music, it gives you African songs and rhymes. Khan Academy Kids, I have overused that app. Khan Academy, I have overused it as a person because it gives multilingual interactive learning. Tokaboka apps, it's a culture neutral. It is open-ended through play. You can infuse your own culture into it. Yes. Then you have YouTube Kids channels like Akili and Me. It is an East African-based thing, but you can also pick up and turn it into your own as you want and create something that you have seen on it around it using your own culture. We have Book Dash. It has lots of free African storybooks as well. Now, note, always watch these apps and platforms so that you will know if it speaks into your culture. That is, if it's culturally appropriate. If it's culturally appropriate. So do not just think, oh, it is when you're getting to the class, you're not trying to open the app and then you see that it's not going to work. No, 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 no. Your lesson plan, put it there. Put it there. Watch it first. Integrate it into your culture. You know, you don't even have a laptop. Your phone can do all of that. Your phones can do all of that. Now, let's look at practical class activities with technologies. Activity 1, you have digital story time. Use apps like African folk tales. Let children listen and compare with community stories. I'm sure we had the story of the tortoise and the hare in our culture, in our language, in our local language, because I had the story of the culture and in Yoruba language before I read it in English version or even saw the video. Recently, I even came across an AI generated realistic video of the ant and the tortoise. That is how much it has improved with technology. So look for apps like African folktales. Let children listen and compare with their community stories. There are a lot of community stories. I've been to Abia and I hear the community stories. I hear their songs that they have infused. They've taken the English rhymes and then infused the local language into it. And it's so amazing. And they use it to teach in class. They use it to teach in class. Like I say here in activity, to local rhymes. Play traditional songs in different local languages. Let your children act them out. Then you can record them and replay it. Send it to their parents for follow-up. Let them also be involved. Let them be involved in the digital technology of their children learning. Let them be involved. Ask children to draw their homes, the families or local markets. Put this together. Scan them with your phones or take pictures with it. Then put it in slides, edit it in CapCut or any other app that you have on your phone, and then put it together as a story. You can use your voice as a teacher. Yes, you can use your own background voice as a teacher to tell the story. I remember I have a friend, we used to work together, and she said she wanted to start an online content, all of that. In one day, she went to my sister and learned how to edit, how to upload, how to do all of that. And by the time I saw her again, she had improved. I'm like, how did you do? She said, no, she kept going on YouTube, kept watching how to edit videos and whatever app that is there. She downloaded a lot of them. She was trying them out. And she she was so invested in it. And right now, it teaches our children with technology. It even reduces the amount of time you spend in note writing, and your children learn more. Imagine what they have seen, what they have watched, what they have heard, what they have drawn, and then you're asking them during assessments or exams. They will be able to give you a full detail of what you're asking, more than the notes that they wrote on the board. Because most of the time, when they write these notes, they're tired, they just want to get over it. But when they're involved in activities, it helps them the more. I'm not saying do not write notes. Yes, please do. But do not make only notes your source of teaching and just speaking to them. No, let us infuse technology, activity-based. They will learn more. They retain more in their brains. Now, culture show and tell. That's the fourth activity. You use a device. I wrote tablets or phones. I know there are some places that they have tablets, but I use my phones a lot. Even before I got my laptop, I use my phones a lot. So do not be restricted. I know everybody has phones now. Use your phones for photo collages of items from home, fabrics, foods, any other thing that you have. Take pictures randomly. Put it together to tell a story. Put it together to do show and tell for them. And trust me, these children will do more than you are asking them to do. Let's look at the next slide. Now your reflection for the week. How does technology help in including all children's cultures in your classroom? What digital content do your learners connect with the most? And how can you involve parents using digital tools? I want you to go back and reflect on these questions. Reflect technology help in including my learners' cultures in my classroom. How can I upgrade them to that stage? What digital content can I use that my learners will connect with the most? You need to know what your children connect with. So what digital tool will my learners connect with the most? Then how can I involve my learners' parents using digital tools around them that will not be hard for them? They don't have to go far and wide, start looking for what is not lost. Whatever they're looking for is right where they are. And you as a teacher, whatever you're looking for is right where you are. Is right where you are. Let's go through our task this week before we now look at the resources. So our task this week, before class, select a culturally appropriate tech tool for your class. Ensure the device's availability or alternatives. If you have projectors, that's amazing. If you don't have, if it is phones, that is exclusively good because everybody has access to phones. If you have laptops, excellent, because once you have your laptops, they can watch more. Do you understand? Now, notify your parents for home support. Let them know this is what we are going to be doing. This is what we're going to be doing. Can my children, can my learners also follow up at home? My daughter's school, they send me videos every week for them to watch before coming to school on Monday, that this is what they're going to learn for the week. So that gives her like an introduction. That's an introduction. So it means she's not going into school on Monday totally bland to the new topic. No, we have watched the videos all through the week. I have spoken to her. We have learned. We have done a little bit of activity. And then she's going to school all fired up. And she knows, oh, once she gets to school, she is able to say this. So if you integrate your parents into that, it is easier on you as a teacher. Very easy on you. What happens at that time? What happens at that time? It means that your children are coming to school with a learning system already in place. With a learning system already in place. Now, during class, blend screen enhancing activities. That means you encourage peer interaction with technology. Yes, use group tasks for teamwork. Use group tasks for teamwork. Then after class, send feedbacks via WhatsApp, voice notes, or pictures of what you have done for the day. Then share additional culturally responsive digital content for them to take home. Additionally, culturally, remember, culturally responsive. When we say responsive, it means what they can relate with. Culturally responsive digital content. Share it home. Now, let's look at these digital resources for ECC 301. Storytelling and literacy. We have Book Dash, free African storybooks there. AfricanStorybook.org, that's multilingual. Yes, we have Storyweaver rather, is also multilingual storybooks. It's customizable. You can customize it to what you want. Yes. You have World Reader, global digital reading resources everywhere around the world. You can make it into your own culturally responsive classroom. Yes. Then songs, rhymes, and audiovisual learning as well. Akili and me have overused that as well. We have Kibumu, we have Sesame, we have a whole lot here. And this is going to be put in our Google Classroom. So after this, we can go there, check on our Google Classrooms, and pick these resources. Go and learn about them. Go and watch them. Thank God we're on summer break. Let's go through them properly. Let's watch them and let us know, oh, this is what I can use for this. This is what I can use for this. This will go with my math. This will go with my this. This will go with my that. Okay? I hope we all have been able to learn a thing or two in class today on how to use technology in our classrooms. So please give me a show of hands if you want to ask your questions. Please give a show of hands if you want to ask a question. Or send your questions into the chat box, please. Send your questions into the chat box. Please, do we have questions from any other platform for now? Okay. So I guess we do really understand how to use technology in our classrooms. And I look forward to you all doing amazing things for your learners as teachers in your classrooms henceforth. It doesn't stop at note writing. It doesn't stop at just talking and then all your saliva is gone. No, we extend learning through technology. We extend learning through technology. And trust me, you're going to love the responses you're going to get from your learners when you impute technology culturally into your classroom. I hope to see you again in class. Bye for now.